Yo, what's going on, guys? Joey Chickenbuck is back here with another video for you guys. And in this video, guys, we are here to talk about the game that wrapped up a few hours ago between the Steelers and the Ravens. Gosh, dude. As I said last week, I think it was last week, we're waking up to the same game every time, dude. Every game, down to the wire, close, fun game. We just always end up the losers. We always come out down. Oh, this one hurts me. It hurts more and more every week because now we are not going to the playoffs. 8-3 with all of the injuries. We were 8-3 at one point, and we lost our last 6 games, and we are not going to the playoffs because of it. Wow. Yeah, that's just, it's killer, man. It's so upsetting. I would have done a recap right after the game, but I was so upset, bro. I didn't really feel like talking. First off, congrats to the Steelers. Okay, I will say that. Ben Roethlisberger was supposed to be his final game, but no, he's staying alive. I mean, it could be his final game, but unless the Chargers and the Raiders tie tonight, the Steelers are going to the playoffs, believe it or not. So it's probably not his last game. And then, yeah, you got, it's just like the Steelers, the team that is so beatable, yet we make it seem like they're not. 4 straight times we got swept by the Steelers back-to-back years, man. How does that happen? I know I predicted it, but still, Jesus. Oh, man, dude, the amount of close games that we've been in that we just end up losing, it's just so frustrating. And it comes down. It comes down to bite us. It really does. And the thing is, guys, I don't know what to say. The amount of times we just never fixed our biggest issues. Our biggest issues earlier in the season, what were they? Offense and the defense not clicking at the same time. Turnovers. I would say those were our 2 biggest issues. Those were the 2 biggest issues today. We just never cleaned it up. I know we have so many injuries. I know. But still, we never fix that. Our offense and the defense doesn't click at the same time. And turnovers have been a huge issue all year. Today, 3 turnovers. I think it was 3, right? 3 turnovers. That's inexcusable, dude. That can't happen. This is one of our best games running the football, actually. Latavius Murray, where did he come from? He had like freaking 40 yards or something like that? 140, I mean, not 40, 140, something like that. Dude, we ran the ball so well. What was the problem, though? And why did our offense suck? I mean, at least statistically, because of the turnovers, dude. We can't stop turning the ball over, and it's too late to say. We can't just say, we'll be back next week, we're going to fix it, which I wouldn't even believe us at this point because we never did. Season's over now. The season is over. And it's just, I can't believe. I'm not going to see the Ravens play again until September. Well, I guess August, but that's preseason. What? That's a long wait, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I love watching playoff football and everything, but then when football ends, what am I going to do? Baseball's cool, but, eventually watching it gets old, and you just cannot wait for football to come back. So, yeah, it's going to be a long wait. At the same time, it was a good season. I'm really glad, I was able to stay here with you guys. I grew a lot more popular on social media, and I was really grateful for that. Grateful to meet up with some of the fans. I had a really fun time doing that, and I was just so grateful to be able to go to that game against the Packers. That was another heartbreaking loss, but at least I was able to go, and we witnessed a great game. So a great season, battle-tested, fun, just so, heart racing. Literally, my heart was racing in essentially every game, including this one. Unfortunately, for the most part, we came out down in those games. So again, I would spend a lot of time like bashing certain players or like, pointing out what were the big issues. I'll do that again because why not? Okay, let's start with a take that pretty much everyone can agree on. Tyler Huntley sold. He absolutely sold. He played poorly today. And I thought about this. He got gradually worse every single game. Started in the Browns game, where definitely got hurt early on. Played his best game, I think. Brought us back. We were down, 20 points at one point? We came back, and we were so close to pulling out the comeback. So he played his best then. He played very well against Green Bay. I was impressed. Almost won that game, but choked in the end. He was, actually, no, against the Bengals, he didn't play because he got COVID. He was up and down last week. In some ways, he played well. In some ways, he didn't play so well. He had the interception. He threw more incompletions. And we couldn't end up punching it in the end zone. And he could not lead the comeback drive at the end. But he still overall didn't play terribly. This game, he played terribly, man. Threw 2 picks, both blatantly his fault. Bad throws. The first one to Andrews, I thought was the right read. I think it was a good read. But it was just a horrible throw. Way over his head. What are you doing? And then the fumble. Like, dude, it was a bad snap. So it does start with Bozeman. Okay, part of that's on him. But also, just you grabbed it. Get down. Don't run right into TJ Watt. What are you doing? Again, Huntley's young. I understand. It's just a young, inexperienced quarterback making mistakes. Okay, I'm trying not to be too hard on him. But I swear, if I see anyone else after this game trying to say, oh no, the Ravens don't really miss Jackson, Huntley's better. Like, it's literally not disputable at this point. When Jackson goes down, look what happens. I know we were in so many close games, and I know we easily could have won all of these games. That's true, okay? But with Jackson, I think we do win some of them. And regardless, it's just Jackson is a winner, man. Jackson is a winner. Huntley really isn't. He's a backup who can serve us if we need him, but he is not a guy that's going to lead us to comebacks. He's not. Maybe he'll be a future number 1 quarterback somewhere else. Maybe. But he is not the guy that's going to do it. And look at the Ravens without Lamar Jackson. It just goes to show how valuable Jackson is to the team. And we're really missed him ending the season. And look what happened. Now we're out of the playoffs. So it hurts for sure. Again, I have full confidence, this year, decimated with injuries. I have confidence that we will be back. And hopefully next year we're healthy. But guess what? Oh no, they're not going to let us off the hook easy. Not only do we lose, miss the playoffs, and not only do the Jaguars actually find a way to beat the Colts. I said this. I had this weird feeling that the Jaguars were going to beat the freaking Colts and we were going to lose. And look what happened. All right, I got to calm down here. But, so frustrating, man. So yeah, that happened. So anyways, back to what I was saying. Not only do the Jaguars win, open the door for us, and we find a way to lose, but also we don't finish this game healthy. Oh, no, because why would we? So let's see who got hurt today. Patrick McCary went down a couple times. Oh, no, I'm not done yet. Tyus Bowser, the most serious one for sure, because McCary kind of went down and came back. Young just had a little hamstring tweak. He's fine. But Tyus Bowser, who arguably has been our best defensive player this year, he has been really, really good. Earned that extension, and he really is backing it up. But what happened to Tyus Bowser? Apparently, he tore his Achilles. I saw him go down, but I did not see the play and what caused it. But rumors are, and I think the fear is he tore his Achilles. They have to test it to confirm. It's not official yet, but for right now, it looks like he tore his Achilles. Dude, make it stop, man. Make it stop. Seriously. Yeah, so first off, prayers up to Bowser, man. It sucks. I know it's the end of the season, and we're not going to be playing any games without him until next year, possibly. But still, prayers up, Bowser. I hope you get better, man. You're so valuable. And again, I wish you the best. So that's killer. Obviously, I know we're not playing any games without him, but you just hate to see guys go down. And Bowser was arguably our best defensive player, as I said, this year. So that really hurts. And again, prayers up to Bowser. I wish you a speedy recovery, assuming it's a serious injury. Regardless, it's a speedy recovery, but chances are it's probably a torn Achilles, because that's our luck this year, man. That is our luck. But at the same time, I know we've had so many injuries, but I still don't think, except Lamar Jackson, obviously. Today, you just knew. I know Lamar Jackson struggles against the Steelers. That is true. But he doesn't play as badly as Huntley played, usually. And Jackson is so valuable. But regardless, the injuries really did come back to bite us. I mean, we lost 6 in a row. So obviously the injuries have had to do with that. But I still have a hard time understanding what the injuries have to do with us just blowing opportunities. That's been an issue all year too. We blow opportunities. We just simply do. I mean, I know the injuries obviously don't help, but in that case, when you blow an opportunity, is it really on the injuries? I'm not so sure it is. So that hurts, obviously. But I don't know. I still have a hard time excusing the blown opportunities today. The Marquise Brown drop, I'm telling you. All right, I'm going to talk about this for a second. I am so sick of Marquise Brown. I really am. This is an unpopular take. He's like one of the most loved people in Baltimore. I am not one of those people. I'm sick of him. He's got a big time attitude. I still stand by this, man. People say, oh no, Brown. I mean, and he's not like a bad guy, obviously, but he's got a real ego, man. He totally does. He keeps complaining about, not getting enough targets, not getting enough reps. Or I should say he gets reps, but targets and not getting off, enough attention, I should say. But when he does get the throws, he does not produce. Today, that bad drop in the end zone, that blown opportunity, example, number one right there. Blown opportunity. Huntley, one of Huntley's good throws today. He didn't have many of them. That was a good throw to Brown. He had it off his hands. We would have scored a touchdown. Instead, we have to settle for a field goal. Like, there you go. There's an example right there. Like, blown opportunity. So, back to what I was saying. Marquise Brown. You keep complaining about targets and not getting enough targets, and look what happens when you get targets. You know what the bet. Oh, and not just that. We're driving. We're trying to get into field goal range. Huntley makes a nice throw outside the numbers to Brown on the sideline. Brown does a nice job keeping his feet in. The problem is he couldn't hang on to the freaking ball. Had it, but then Minka Fitzpatrick knocks it out. Granted, it's a good play by Minka Fitzpatrick. Terrific safety. Good play. But still, Brown, you got to hang on to the ball, dude. I'm probably being a little too hard on him, but I'm really, really frustrated because he's a guy, like, the Ravens have a lot of selfless players. Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Derek Wolfe. Obviously, he didn't play this year, but he's a very selfless guy. And what I mean by that is we have a lot of guys who will take responsibility for things and own up to them and say, oh, yeah, that's on me. For example, Mark Andrews, today, he literally said the Huntley interception. So this was, we were inside the 15, inside the 10. And Huntley throws a pick. Would have either had a field goal or a touchdown on that drive. Blown opportunity there. Huntley throws a pick. What the hell? But anyways, it was a terrible read. Bad throw. Not remotely enough zip on it. It was a tight pass. If you're going to make that throw, at least zip it in there. Don't lollipop it. And that's exactly what Huntley did. So regardless, bad throw, bad read into coverage, not open, and it ends up getting intercepted. And then Andrews in the press conference today is trying to take responsibility for it. I love Andrews for that, man. I really do. It's just so mature. But let's be real, it was not on Andrews at all. It was on Huntley. But regardless, back to what I was saying. Brown isn't like that, though. He's not a guy who will own up to things and admit it's his fault. I really don't see him doing that much. He is not one of those selfless players. Not to say that he has to, be super critical of himself, but I'm telling you, man, there's something about him that just rubs me the wrong way. I really think he has an ego, and it's one thing to have an ego but be able to back it up. I don't think he can. Whenever he complains about targets, and much of the time, when we give him the attention that he wants, he does not produce. He's young, and he did break 1,000 yards, so that's cool. I'm glad he did. But still, that was kind of a fluke because pretty much all of those yards came in the first half. The second half, he was significantly less productive. So, all right, I'm going to stop with the Hollywood Brown ranting. Anyways, yeah, but it still goes back to my main point. Blown opportunities, man. It's been an issue all year. It came back to bite us right in the ass today. Blown opportunities. And would you believe it's never a Ravens game? It's never a Ravens game without an injury. It's never a Ravens game without a drop. Today, 2 drop picks. What's new? Chuck Clark, great game last week. Caught 2 picks. Right back to dropping picks early in the game. Roethlisberger makes a terrible throw. No idea who he's throwing it to. And it goes right off Clark's hand. He made a dive for it, but it still should have been caught. So that's a missed pick number 1. Missed pick number 2. It's 2nd and long, I want to say. So we ended up forcing a punt on this drive. So it didn't really bite us, but it would have given us field position. Roethlisberger right over the middle. Tight coverage. Bad read. There was nothing really open. Hit Stevens right in the chest. He can't bring it in. 2 drop picks. 2 blown opportunities. Blown opportunities on offense. This team, and that's why I'm saying, I know the injuries suck, but the injuries don't really have to do with that. The injuries are not the reason we're dropping picks and dropping passes. The injuries don't really have to do with that, So, it's a problem. And then the question is, I always have this debate with myself, do I really criticize the defense because we choked on defense? No question. How many 3rd and longs did the Steelers convert on that final drive? How many? It was at least two, and then I think it was 2 3rd and longs, and then instead of a 3rd and long, a 4th and long, they go for it on 4th and 7 or 8, and they get it. Horrible execution, just bad, man. Our defense had a rough year, obviously. In general, it's good, but man, it is not a clutch defense, with the exception of the Browns game in 2018. Our defense is just not that clutch. Choke against the Chiefs, choke against the Bengals, choke against the Steelers here. I don't know, man. And it choked in the first meeting against the Steelers also. So again, I try not to be too hard on the defense because we played well for a lot of the game. We shut down Najee Harris, except for that, actually, and Benny Snell, I should say, because Harris went down with an injury, but he came back later in the game. With the exception of that 14-yard run he had to end the game pretty much in overtime, we shut him down. Benny Snell didn't do much. He had several carries because Harris went down. Run defense was great. But the pass defense is awful. But what is especially awful, I've said it, and I think you know exactly what I'm going to say. The pass rush, dude, is awful. Steelers' offensive line is not good. It's not. It used to be. It's not good anymore. And we still, with a 4-man front, are getting no pass rush, dude. And that can't happen. We have to get pass rush. That's a bad offensive line that manhandled us in pass protection. And that is what holds this defense back. This secondary, when healthy for the Ravens, is very, very good. It wasn't good this year, obviously, because of all the injuries, but that's what holds this defense back. If we could have like an even decent pass rush, our defense would be so lethal. And it's still good, but it's not as good. Why? Because of the pass rush. That is need number one. I still stand by that. This offseason, pass rush is the biggest need. Offensive line is a close second, but pass rush is the biggest need. We have got to fix it because it's a serious issue. Okay, so we have that. And then I'm not going to get into what we should do in the offseason besides talking about the pass rush. I'm not going to get into that right now. There's time for that later. I'll make a video on that another time. Honestly, the offensive line wasn't bad. I mean, in run blocking, we had one of our best games, actually. We ran the ball well. Pass protection, okay, not great. Of course, TJ Watt got a sack because he's TJ Watt. We did kind of shadow him the rest of the game, but in general, Watt didn't do too much besides that sack. He obviously wreaks havoc and he's a workhorse, but Watt did not have a record-breaking game like he did last week, I guess, so that's a good thing. But yeah, the blown opportunities, and yeah, Huntley, man, he's sold, man. I hate to pin it all on one person, but Huntley just played so badly today. The 2 interceptions and the fumble will start there, but he missed Bateman several times. See, that's the thing about Bateman. He's pissed, clearly. You see it on the field. He's absolutely frustrated. But I understand being frustrated because he is getting open. And with the exception of the drop against the Chargers, Bateman has been really good with hands and everything. So Bateman being mad about not getting enough attention, I understand that. I don't understand that much for Brown because he doesn't produce. But Bateman, I understand it. Today, Huntley, that pick when he was trying to go to Andrews, Bateman was wide open. He had a touchdown. Bateman was running like an out route. I don't mind the play call. I like play action there. We had been running it really effectively, but the Steelers were playing the run, and I think you can go to the well once too often. So I don't mind the play call. But why, dude? Why do you force it into the end zone? It's second down, and again, you had Bateman. Bateman was open for an out route. Absolutely would have been a touchdown. At least from my view, it looked like Bateman was absolutely open. Not just that. Another time, when we're in the red zone, inside the 10, inside the 5, that's when Watt got his sack to tie the record for Michael Strahan. He was looking, I think, for Brown or Andrews. Bateman, wide open coming across the field. Easy. No one near him. All Huntley has to do is just flick it to him. He doesn't, and instead he takes a sack. Again, Huntley's young, but this is where we just really miss Lamar Jackson. Like, he will hit those throws. I trust him. I know he was in a slump before he got hurt, but still, man, he will make those throws. So Huntley played poorly today, no question. As I said, he got gradually worse every game that he played, I think. So I don't know. I'm really curious to see what we do in the offseason this year. We'll see what happens. I really, really hope that we make the moves that we need to make. But hey, I trust DaCosta. You know how much I like him. So, excuse me. We'll see what happens. Again, trust the process, as they say. And as I just said, we will see what happens. And again, Ravens fan for life, man. Tough year. Disappointing ending. Not the ending we wanted. But we will be back next year. I have full confidence. So guys, that's going to do it for this video. The last recap of the season. Oh my gosh, it's so sad. And man, as I said at the beginning of this video, that's a long wait, man. All the way into September. That is a long wait. But it's all going to be worth it. We need to let guys get healthy. We have been so depleted. We got to give the guys a rest. And here it is. It's going to be an extended one, but it's most beneficial for the team, I think. So, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, maybe be sure to drop a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I will see you guys next weekend with game picks. Again, thank you all so much for a great season. I really enjoyed talking to you guys, meeting up with some of you at the Packers game. So thank you guys so much. You're all about your homies. I love you all, and I will see you next weekend with a breakdown of game picks for Wild Card Weekend.